church, Matthew writes in chapter 9, starting in verse 35, that Jesus went through all the towns and villages, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness. And when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. And then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field." And as powerful as that passage is in the English, it's more powerful in the original language, in the Greek. The English is a little soft, but in the Greek you could render that passage like this. Jesus turned to his disciples and he said, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Beseech, beg the Lord of the harvest to thrust out, to cast out workers into his harvest field." The Greek word there in the English for send is the word Ekballo. And that's a very powerful, forceful word. It's the same word for casting out demons in the Gospels. It's the same word for Jesus driving out the money changers out of the temple courts. It's used for scattering seed and for throwing spears. And so there's an urgency there in Jesus' heart. It says he was moved with compassion, literally from the bowels, and he turns to his disciples and says, "Beseech the Lord of the harvest to thrust out, to cast out workers." The problem isn't the harvest. It's abundant. It's ready for picking. The problem is there aren't enough workers to reap the harvest. Church, as we head into our November missions convention, our theme is Ekballo, driven by love. We're going to come together around this theme. We're going to cry out to the Lord of the harvest to thrust us out, New Life Church, and each of us as individuals, into his harvest fields in a fresh way, in a new way, in 2022. Our premier event, our signature event is our Global Gala, Friday, November 12th. Get your tickets today. This is a dessert, not a dinner. It's very inexpensive. We encourage you, get your tickets. Seats are limited. We're going to be having this event in-house at our Kempsville campus. So don't wait, don't delay. You don't want to miss this amazing evening with our global workers from all around the world as we come together around the theme of Ekballo, driven by love. There are several other events. The International Day of Prayer for the Persecuted Church on Sunday, November 11th. Our weekend services, the 13th and 14th. And then lastly, our concert of prayer for the nations on the global map. We'll be praying with our workers. We'll be praying for those who feel called to the nations as long-term workers, and we'll be praying to the Lord of the harvest to thrust us out as a church body in the coming year. Don't miss this. Get your tickets today. We'll see you in November.